Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Perry, and I want to tell you a story. Like all my stories, it's a true story, but this one amazes me even. So recently, I reread a book that I wrote. The book is called The Haunting of Hip Hop, and I think it was my second novel, third book. Was it the second? Anyway, um, some writers have the luxury of kind of living in the moment of the book. Because I have like 62 jobs. All of my life is you finish this and you give it your all, you give it your excellence, you give it every moment and breath and thought, and then when you're done, you have to turn it in and start working on whatever's coming next. And sometimes it's a lecture, sometimes it's consulting, sometimes it's a call, sometimes it's another book for somebody else. And so that's what happened with that book. That's what happened with most of my books. So I reread this book. It was written about, I think, 19 years ago. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Anyway, I reread the book. And I was amazed. This book is so good. Like, I knew that these were my words, but I'm reading them and I'm going, what in the world? And there were several things that kept me from going back and reading in that book and living in that book. Things that happened around that time, things that happened with certain people. I have a habit when I'm writing quotes at the beginning of a chapter. I don't want all the quotes to be from me, so I'll take my quotes and put them in the mouth of somebody else. And there are some of those somebody else's that, showed who they really were. So I didn't read it, but I reread it, and it was mind blowing. It tells a story of this young producer named Freeman, and he moves into this haunted brownstone in Harlem, and it's inhabited with the spirits of the ancestors who tell him, "We gave you back the drum in the form of rap, but you're playing the wrong message." And the book opens with the story of his ancestor being enslaved and brought to the Americas. So the story goes back and forth from this present day person, producer, to the stories of the souls that are inhabiting this place. And they're all based in truth, right? And so it's so informative and so powerful and so moving. And I'm reading these lines and I'm going, I remember writing that, but how did I not stop and sit back and pat my own self on the back and say, this is amazing? Achievers achieve. And sometimes when you complete a thing, you feel like you can't rest on your laurels. You gotta keep on moving. You gotta keep going. And that is true. But I do believe that if you don't stop and celebrate that thing, you're not giving it the life that it needs to be given. I come on here every day and I'm telling a story. I'm telling a story of my life and kind of coming over. But I never say follow the page. I never say like the post. I never say share this with everybody. You just do that. I don't say, when you ask what books should we be reading, I say, what do you like? I don't say, hey, I got a bunch of bestsellers, go read them. I don't do that. There's something about humility, but there's also a bigger truth that I want people to find their own truth and their own voice and their own thing, right? But I'm not being fully real, or I'm not being whole, I'm not being complete if I don't take a moment to say, I was amazed at my own stuff. I was blown away by my own work. I found out that the books had been done on tape. I didn't even know they were done in audiobooks, but a lot of them are. And one of them, guy mispronounced some words and things like that, but it was amazing. How do I not celebrate my own work? I know why. I know about trying to not outshine. But as Marianne Williamson said, you don't do anybody a service by hiding your light under a bushel. You have to shine so others can find the way. So I'm going to remain my everyday real self. But I'm going to tell you, that book is good. I love you.